There it is. Okay, there we go.
What he does is he completes the interchange here, but 105 at the 110. He was just northbound 110, and yep, setting up to go westbound on the 105. So he's going to be heading towards LAX.
What's up?
At this point in
We
time,
got an
how
actual
many
chase
people
now.
are in the vehicle. But again, possible DUI driver in a Toyota Camry.
Toyota Camry. Ooh.
Okay. Again, westbound on the 105 from the 110 freeway.
All on ass.
Going to be heading towards areas like Hawthorne.
Hey there.
Eventually going to be heading over towards LAX if he goes all that way. And he's done this before. He's been on the 105 west. He's taken it over to the 405 south and then ended up on the 110. We're hearing on the scanner now, though, that it looks like just one occupant. So it looks like just one male occupant.
Oh, male.
The driver,
I was about to ask,
course,
woman or
is behind
guy?
the wheel of this white Toyota Camry with a black rear bumper. Again, this is now the California Highway Patrol that is in pursuit. Possible DUI driver.
Listen to the river, like the tree. Yeah, it's the holidays, man. Holiday chases.
And of course, I have to give credit to our friend PubScan
PubScan
on Twitter for being the first one to tell us about this pursuit. We always appreciate your tips, Juan.
PubScan getting us chases, man.
Of course, whenever we get some tips, we actually do follow along.
SCH, thank you for the membership, support, and hit the like. Yeah, please hit the like button, guys.
On the 105, entering the Hawthorne area, so we're going to be passing by Hawthorne Airport. We're hearing it is a male adult driver wearing a white hoodie that is behind the wheel of this white Toyota Camry. So I'm hearing that they're going to call LAXPD to warn them about the pursuit that is coming their way, just in case this guy intends to drive towards the airport.
Okay.
We have seen that a lot, especially as of late. Drivers who are in pursuits have realized that they could go to LAX and the helicopter can't always follow because of the aircraft that are landing. And of course, there's a bunch of parking structures where you could possibly hide. But this is not a stolen car. So officers are able to run the plates and figure out who it belongs to and likely find who's behind the wheel. Because again, this is a guy wanted for possible DUI, not for...
At Blakely Law Firm.
I'm gonna get a thumbnail going. Toyota hauling ass, man. Toyota. The Toyota.
And now, real quickly, I'm just going to say a few words for our sister station.
Hola, bienvenido, Telemundo.
Buenas noches desde el helicóptero. Yo soy Eliana Moreno reportando sobre una persecución policial.
Good evening. What's up, guys? So we got a DUI driver and heading towards LAX. Shout out to PubScan. You got a shout out on TV. PubScan, man, connecting the choppers to the chases.
Influenza, I think that's how you say it.
Yeah, it's not good if they head to the airport. Chase choppers won't be able to go there. Can't go into their airspace. What's up? What's up? Oh, the audio for her? Okay, so I'll bump it up.
Empezó manejando en las autopistas 105, 405 y 110 antes de llegar una vez más aquí a la autopista 5 en dirección oeste, donde la patrulla de caminos de California ahora está persiguiendo al conductor, no solamente desde la tierra, pero también desde el aire, usando el helicóptero del departamento del alguacil del condado del Sheriff. Ahora vamos en rumbo hacia el aeropuerto de Los Ángeles, LAX, mejor conocido, y la policía del aeropuerto ha sido avisada que esta persecución va en su dirección en caso de que el conductor trate de escaparse en el aeropuerto. Al momento se cree que solamente hay una persona detrás del volante y adentro del vehículo carro, un hombre adulto vestido de blanco. Y el carro es un carro blanco también, un Toyota Camry. Reportando desde el helicóptero, Eliana Moreno, Telemundo 52. Back with you guys here in English. I was just saying that LAX police have been advised about this pursuit coming their way, just in case this guy decides to ditch the vehicle over here. So yeah, my pilot George is saying that the sheriff's helicopter is now leaving. The CHP helicopter is coming in. We're exiting at Imperial, it looks like. So 105 west at Imperial.
Oh,
and going to
oh,
be
hold on here.
U-turning.
Oh,
Yep,
U-turn?
making a U-turn here.
Whoa.
So U-turn on Imperial.
Oh,
Look at all these
I thought they were about to cut him
officers,
off.
gosh. Yeah, could they have done a pit?
Yeah,
Maybe.
I
He was
thought they were
going a
about
little
to
too
slam
fast
his
for
ass.
that. So he's back on the 105. This time going to be going eastbound
Oh,
105
they got the spotlight.
from LAX. So going to be heading back to
Night sun? Oh, it keeps doing that. There it is.
from 405. But he may just decide to stay on the 105 freeway instead.
What's up, Ronan? How you doing? Saturday night. It's the A-Perk. 1 a.m. Saturday night. Get a chase. Hopefully get a good chase. LAX police are aware. Male driver, white hoodie, possible DUI. Okay. Yeah, the bumper. Yeah, I was kind of wondering, like, the top.
So still
that was
eastbound
sunroof
here
top?
on the 105, coming up to the 405. Continuando aquí en la autopista 5, perdón, la autopista 105 en dirección este, acercando.
I made it for a sec while she does the Spanish stuff. Happy holidays, guys. Welcome. Got another chase, man. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'm lost in the algorithm. My shit don't pop up on the search function. Doesn't seem like it. But we got a nice chase tonight, I guess, so far.
Well, he's in and out of traffic, but really has been able to avoid all sorts of collisions that could have possibly happened, and he's been extremely high speeds, like what we're seeing now, at some points even going past 100 miles an hour. The fastest we saw was about 117.
Purple coconut. Discord, right? Yeah, thank you. AJ Vintage, what's up?
Okay, that's the sheriff's helicopter there, or rather the CHP helicopter overhead. It was the sheriff's helicopter earlier, but now it is CHP that is overhead because it's their ground units that are behind this guy. Initially, it was Bell Police. Bell Police does not have their own helicopters, so they were getting assistance from the LA County Sheriff's Department. Now it's CHP exclusively. So Bell backed up, and now it's CHP ground units as well as the helicopter overhead.
Yeah, the tree, the tree, got the LED lights back there. Got the Santa going up and down. I did the front of the front of my apartment too. Jay Floyd, what's up?
Thank you.
Oh wow,
yes. Look at this shot, guys. Yes. You will only see this here.
That's pretty cool. Shining the light on them, yeah.
Continuing here, eastbound 105 at Vermont. So we're entering Englewood. This driver seems to favor the 105. It's the freeway that we've been on the most. We were on the 405 for a little bit. We were on the 110 as well. But then he just hopped on the 105 West, made his way all the way to LAX, and then U-turned and is going back eastbound 105.
Really nice, huh?
Again, this started in the city of Bell, which is, Bell is located north of the 105 and essentially right off the 710 freeway. So typically pursuits tend to return to an area that is familiar to the driver. It's typically where the pursuit began. So I wouldn't be surprised if this driver is trying to make his way back over to the city of Bell. If that's the intent, he's going the right way. So he would stay on the 105 and exit once he gets a little closer to the 710 or possibly even transition onto that 710, try to work his way that way. But it's not always the case. He may be trying to go somewhere else, but for now he is headed in the direction where this all began.
Going home to mama. Well, this one have to worry about
transition now
LAX.
From the 105 to the 110.
Ooh,
110
you got a
north,
Chihuahua?
it looks like.
Amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, Corey, I've been
And if
chilling.
we
It's
could
pretty
keep
nice.
on the
Feels
right
nice.
side of the freeway, George.
I normally don't do the holiday stuff.
Perfect,
It's
thank you,
early.
because of the
month in advance.
overpass lanes.
I was surprised to see
Yeah.
how empty the stores were.
The
With the
fast
Christmas
track
stuff. I guess because the Black Friday stuff. I was
Oh,
shocked.
new information here.
Oh no, come on. It's been kind of cutting in and out with the signal every now and then. It should come back. I wanted to hear the new information.
Oh, they're saying two. So two men in the vehicle.
Ooh, okay.
Go ahead, Esmeralda.
They said one person at first. Now we got two guys in there. Guys trying to hold it down now.
You got it. We were just on a turn.
I was riding smooth, man. You know, it's a Toyota too.
Back
so
with you guys
the
here.
last with the gas.
Northbound 110 freeway from the 105. My pilot
Right.
George doing a great job
Better
here,
not
getting
police
us the best shot here in this pursuit. These are always difficult when they come through the LAX area because there's all sorts of airspace restrictions. So right now we're northbound on the 110. The fast track lanes do come up here soon, which is actually why I was asking George if we could keep on this side of the freeway. Because if we're on the other side, sometimes those overpass lanes,
He's under the influence. He's driving really good.
express lanes actually can block our view.
Yeah.
So we're on the right side for this. Again, northbound on the 110, coming through South Los Angeles. We're just north of the 105 freeway.
Twitter.
Una vez más, reportando desde el helicóptero, soy Eliana Moreno. Sobre una
So now they're saying two suspects. He was driving towards LAX, but then I think he flipped around, so thankfully we don't have to worry about that. Two suspects, DUI, I guess. Window actually looks like it's down, kind of a little bit. The passenger side.
que se cree posible.
Hauling ass, driving super smooth. In and out of lanes, no problems.
Y ahí fue donde esos oficiales trataron de parar al conductor, pero se echó a la fuga y la persecución continuó en las autopistas 101, 405 y 110. Ahora nos encontramos una vez más en la autopista 110 en dirección norte, acercándonos hacia la salida de la calle Manchester, donde ahora se conoce que hay dos personas a bordo de este carro, dos hombres adultos. Y como pueden ver, el vehículo es un carro blanco, posiblemente un Toyota Camry, con la Patrulla de Caminos de
California. Their rear
California.
mirrors when they do their turns, are they even looking to the side, or they're just fucking going? They don't even slow down making the turns.
Del camino de la policía de California. Y también el helicóptero, como pueden ver ahí, el helicóptero de la Patrulla de Caminos de California.
Oh, is he getting off? Oh no. I wonder what it's like too, driving with that sunlight, the spotlight on you. Like, does it trip you out? Is it very like intrusive while you're driving?
Back with you guys here,
really. I guess it's not. I don't
110
know.
North Ave.
Gotta be trippy having that big ass spotlight on you.
Okay, so the city of Bell, they're the original agency on this. They're no longer in the chase. They backed off when CHP took over. But our assignment desk, Esmeralda Cisneros, she actually called the Bell Police Department, and they told her that they are in pursuit of this driver because they believe that he is under the influence of drugs or alcohol, so DUI. And continuing, passing the new BMO Stadium. I'll widen out so you can see what that looks like. So we're passing the BMO Stadium. We're going to be passing the Coliseum, USC, and continuing northbound on the 110 freeway. Depending how far north we go, we may pass by Crypto.com and all of the buildings there in downtown Los Angeles.
Uh-oh. They go to downtown, though. Sometimes they break out in downtown. One of those parking lots with the buildings.
Yeah, so it's CHP only now. Bell Police backed off, and even the sheriff's helicopter backed off as well. They have a CHP helicopter over it now. So it's all CHP.
The meth. Everything for him. He's driving fast, but everything's in slow motion.
So passing by USC.
Slowing down a little bit. You know, the other day I saw, I don't know if it was Thanksgiving or the day before Thanksgiving.
Yep.
It was
110
like 30
at the
miles
10.
of traffic.
He's setting up to go 10.
Tight
Let's see if he does 10 east or 10 west. If he stays in the left lane, it's west. If he stays in the right, it's east. And he's going east. So eastbound on the 10, unless he makes a dramatic change here at the very last second. Nope, he's not. So going to be eastbound on the 10 freeway, coming away from the 110 freeway. So we are just south of downtown Los Angeles. We're going to pass by that stretch of the 10 freeway that was shut down for a week due to a major fire. So for those of you who are watching us from outside of our viewing area, I'm sure you heard about our big freeway closure that we had out here about a week ago. So this is that stretch of freeway. As you can see, it's all reopened. They were able to reopen it within a week's time. At this point, the flow of traffic looks to be just about what you see right here. So it's a little bit slow in pockets, but he's going to be able to get through pretty well without any major delays. So eastbound on the 10 freeway. This is going to lead him right to the East LA interchange, which is the busiest interchange of the world. That's where the 5, the 10, the 60, and the 101 all come together. He'll come up to that in just a few miles. Again, CHP in pursuit. Buenas noches una vez más. Desde el helicóptero estamos reportando sobre una persecución policial que ahora se encuentra en el área del sur de Los Ángeles, justo al sur del centro de Los Ángeles, donde la patrulla de...
Facebook. Oh, thanks, Facebook, for coming through. Facebook. Oh, man. Well, so far not. He's speeding, but very in control of his vehicle. Ooh.
Pero como pueden...
Boy, in and out of lane. I was here chilling. I was watching Squid Game. The new one, the second, what do they call it? I don't see what the allure of the second Squid Game is. It's kind of lame to me. I'm trying to watch it just because I watched the first one, you know. But I guess it's supposed to be a reality TV show, but it's so like, I don't know. Anybody watch the second one? I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. I don't want to see the chat. Don't spoil it. I'm kind of like, I don't see what the
si el conductor continúa manejando en esta dirección, va a llegar al intercambio del este de Los Ángeles, que es el intercambio más ocupado, en verdad, de todo el mundo, donde las autopistas 10, 5, 60 y 101 se juntan aquí en el área de Boyle Heights. Pero al momento vamos a ver en qué carril termina. Creo que si continúa en este carril va a terminar en la autopista 60 y sería 60 hacia el este, porque aquí es donde empieza. Pero vamos a ver ahorita que complete la vuelta aquí para ver en qué autopista termina, pero por ahora...
Okay, it isn't a sequel, it's a live game. The sequel will come later. Okay. Well, the live game is kind of like, I don't know. Maybe because I was thinking of it as a sequel, I guess, but it's not.
A ver cuál decide. Pero,
it's supposed to be like some sort of reality live show, but it's not really like a real contestants, right? It's like it's all acting and stuff. And they don't even get killed in there, which I guess, because it's supposed to be a reality show. They got a little paintball thing that pops up on them when they lose.
So he's out my side 9 o'clock. So he's kind of behind us. I believe he's getting on the. So he's northbound on the northbound on the 5. Yeah, so northbound on the 5. Over by Hollenbeck Park. He just passed by Hollenbeck Park.
They're not even acting good. Cut out. Okay.
Freeway here. He's northbound now on the 5, so he's just passing by Hollenbeck Park. He's gonna essentially still be in the Boyle Heights area. Gonna be passing by
scripted reality show.
Landmarks like County USC Medical Hospital and the coroner's office here for LA County. If he stays in this lane, I think it drops him off on the 10. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the 10, yeah. So that's going to put him 10 east.
Ooh, Bindi said I heard
10 east from the 5. So that's going to put him right by the hospital. So right by County USC Medical Hospital. He's going to be just on the south side of the hospital. And again, if he has any intention of getting back to the city of Bell, he's going the right way. Because he could take the 10 and then drop down to the 710 south.
SUV, the cops.
So I just heard on the scanner, they're confirming what we heard, which was a possible DUI driver that started in Bell. and it's now up in still the Boyle Heights area, but we're going to be in City Terrace here in just a moment. And there you go, there's the sign, City Terrace. And then after this, we're going to enter East LA. So if I was a guessing person, and let's say I am, I'm going to say he's going to get on the southbound 710 to get back towards Bell. But we'll see. He seems pretty confident on really any freeway he's been on. He seemed to favor the 105 for quite a while, and now he's on the 10 freeway for quite a while. So eastbound here on the 10, coming up to Soto.
Oh, he's speeding up a little bit.
And thank you to everyone who is messaging us on Twitter. We are getting your messages. Our friend Jeff from Illinois, thank you for always tuning in. Even though I know it's late over there, but we appreciate your viewership. And of course, you'll be able to catch hopefully the termination of this pursuit on the NBC4 News at 11 o'clock. We do have that coming up here in the next 30 minutes. So our crews are preparing for that. But we still got 30 minutes left, so we'll see if the pursuit ends before then. It's been going for about 30 minutes at this point. So you start to think about things like, well, how much gas did this person start off with? He's been driving for at least 30. He's been driving this car very hard. Toyotas, though, they're obviously great cars. So we'll see how long this car is going to be able to take all that pressure that he's putting on it by going 100 miles plus. He's slowed down a little bit just because of traffic right now. But again, eastbound on the 105 coming up to the 710.
Yeah, drugs or liquor. I don't know. Either way, this person seems to be well in control of their vehicle. Almost driving better. Superhuman. It's incredible.
And for those of you who like to listen on the scanners along with us, I know there's a few of you. The blue. So CHP Blue is what's broadcasting this.
Oh, maybe I should put the scanner up too.
He's entering Alhambra, so that means he passed the 710. So good thing I didn't bet any money on saying that he was going to get on the 710 because he's already east of that. He's eastbound on the 10 at about Atlantic. Still CHP in pursuit. Now, in terms of pursuit intervention tactics, all CHP officers are pit approved, so they could do a pit maneuver, and the vehicle is small enough for it. But the problem is the speed. He's just going way too fast. So they really wouldn't be able to pit him at this speed. It's just impossible. I mean, they could possibly hurt this person or anybody else so that the vehicle may hit. So at this point, that's pretty much out of the question. The speeds are just too high. And then could they do a spike strip? That they can, but they would kind of have to figure out what lane he's going to be in order to successfully deploy a spike strip. And at this point, he's kind of been all over the place. So it's really hard to guess what lane he would be in. But so for now, all they can do is just continue to follow eastbound here on the 10 freeway in the Alhambra area. So still eastbound on the 10, we're entering Rosemead.
Okay. David, go ahead. We get code 2 fire for the subject that's added to our call. He's shaking. It appears to be having medical
issues. You're just joining us. This is a pursuit that we've been on now for like the last 30 minutes or so. And this was originally the City of Bell police that tried to pull over this driver because they thought that he was under the influence of something. And that's when the driver took off and the pursuit was on. He's been driving relatively well, though, for someone that could possibly be under the influence because he's been high speeds pretty much the whole time, in and out of traffic, and really hasn't had too much in the way of close calls. It is a
Yeah, I heard about
Toyota
Job
Camry. Thank you,
stabbed in
George. So
prison.
yeah, he just got that confirmation there. Toyota Camry, white in color. CHP in pursuit. It was originally Bell Police, as I said, but because this guy has been on the freeway for so long, the California Highway Patrol took over the chase. So now we are
any trespassing calls
on the 10 freeway.
Roger, sir. I'm looking now.
Monty.
88590, continue to 4004.
So they're at about your side at 9 o'clock.
That's 9, copy. You drop out. I think East LA Sergeant is in position to take over. Is the East LA Sergeant in position? I'm still catching up.
Thank you.
Balance 10, passing taxi HOV lane at 100 light traffic. And right, we have 2 units behind this vehicle.
Copy, eastbound 10, passing back at 100 miles per hour. You have 2 units.
.com and all of our streaming platforms.
Good morning,
This chase is fast. We're looking at 100 miles plus
Oh,
at times.
they have full
First, I think I noticed was 100.
For Captain 97.
Too loud. But her volume's really low. But the radio, I think, is high. Look, you can see a little bit of the driver, a little bit.
82 at 7, copy. You're backing on ACD. What's your question?
Approaching the 605, number 3 at 90 light traffic.
Copy, eastbound 10, approaching the 605 at 90.
And when this pursuit does
Copy,
come,
that's 11, 1022.
just
That's
the
fine,
same.
copy,
Even though, of course, the passenger may
Which unit is primary?
not be a willing participant in all of this, but again, CHP officers will have to detain
Pressing
everyone
them.
just the
Pressing
same.
them. Let's go.
And after that, they'll be able to take everyone back to the station and figure out who's responsible for this, who's not, and whoever isn't. So when this does come
Eastbound
down,
10 from the 605, the unit that's primary, invite your ready. Call sign, sorry.
LA 1550, we are currently primary.
50, copy, your primary.
And now let it up.
Copy that, appreciate it. We're going to be eastbound 10, west of Baldwin Park Boulevard, number 3 lane at 90 light traffic.
Copy, eastbound 10, just west of Baldwin, number 3 at 90.
Come on, let's go. Come on, push up and press up on them.
Eastbound 10, west of Puente, number 3 to the 2 at 90, picking up speed, probably about 100 light traffic.
I feel like every time I have a chase,
Eastbound 10, just west of 10.
the highways are open. It's free and open. Open range.
482, Fort Sunny, we're out of Passenger.
Last unit, 10, please.
82, 420, we're going to be out at Mosquito.
Some cops right there. Right?
82, 420, copy, Officer Francisco.
603 secondary. Officer unit is ready to relinquish primary. I got Baldwin Park coming up ready to take it. We're going to be eastbound, east of Puente, number 100 light traffic.
Eastbound 10, just east of Puente.
497.
10397, 603, I copy your secondary.
Let's hear Leon.
los efectos de drogas o alcohol.
They're saying there's 4 choppers above this chase right now. Maybe I should pull up some of the other ones too to have some backup feeds or another angle. Fox is up there. I guess ABC also. Let me take a look. ABC. Let's see. ABC up there. ABC up there. I think Fox is.
Los conductores tratan de regresar a un área que conocen bien. En este caso, pensamos que posiblemente eso sería la ciudad de Bell, porque ahí empezó la persecución, pero ahora estamos hacia el este y hacia el norte de esa ciudad. Entonces, al momento se desconoce.
So she's saying it seems like they're going back to a place that they know, the city of Bell. I never heard of Bell before, but I guess they drove past Bell now, so I don't know where they're going.
A veces 117 lo más que hemos visto durante esta persecución, y los oficiales de la Patrulla de Caminos de California nos están diciendo que creen que hay 2 personas a bordo del vehículo, 2 hombres de edad de...
2 men in the vehicle.
In the suburban steer model can go for some time. I mean, what is the range in a typical
Toyota, man, that shit going forever.
So,
Camry?
you know, it could
Should
just
ride
go and
now.
go. And here's what's interesting, Justin, because we've had a couple of these pursuits on the weekend, and a lot of times we see the car decide to get off the freeway and try to perhaps lose the law enforcement in the suburban streets or what have you, or to get back to the areas that they know. Right, so that's what's interesting about this car is if this car was in the city of Bell area, and now it's so much farther afield, and just going straight, just going eastbound on the 10, not seeming to even think about like, well, maybe I'll take this exit. He's in that number 1 lane next to the HOV lane, so that is not somebody that is thinking I gotta get off this freeway anytime soon. All right, so over 100 miles per hour this car is going. We are watching as it's going into now the East San Gabriel Valley, according to what that mapping says. And we're keeping an eye on just how quickly this car is flying down the 10.
Up and down.
It is going eastbound. It has not changed directions as yet, despite what that says over there. So it's staying mostly in that number 1, number 2 lane next to the HOV lane, but going at a quick rate of speed, indeed. Now, if this was a DUI situation, again, I'm not an expert on this, but can you get sobered up by stress? I don't know. Like, as I said, it doesn't seem as if this car is taking too many chances, not getting too close to any other car. There were a couple of patches where the traffic was a little more dense, and it did seem as if the car made an effort to go in between the...
This person's a better driver than most sober people.
Not anything that was too nerve-wracking, at least not yet. Justin?
Especially here in Florida. They're better than 75% of the people out here.
That's
This guy's high.
He's just holding on the center of that, or the number we refer to as the number 3 lane there in the center of the freeway, and he's not weaving it. I back your point up too. You know, the start in the city of Bell, you got to wonder what his plans are, or even if he has a plan, because he's certainly heading further away than where he originally started. And also, we don't really know whether this vehicle is actually his vehicle. So you can see the CHP vehicle has dropped off a little bit there. And here up in the Sky Fox, we're still doing 101 miles per hour, being able to keep up with him. And one good thing is that he is at least driving in a almost normal manner, in the sense of staying within the lanes and not weaving in and out. Although he did do a couple of little changes there. Let's just hope he at some stage here just sort of takes an exit and pulls over and says thanks for the journey, I've had a good time, and then goes off to Earth in handcuffs for a little while.
Well, that's the optimist in you, Jason. If there is any benefit at all to that night sun overhead, it is that it gives the driver, the pursued driver, a little extra help too in terms of visualizing what's coming up ahead.
Does it really?
So far,
Spotlight?
You know, this driver is just tooling along at quite a high rate of speed, over 100 miles per hour, but managing to stay in the lanes like if you did not know. This is where we need a police officer to say, is there anything other than speed that would make you think that this driver was driving under the influence? So as we keep an eye on this Camry, as it travels at as you see there, a high rate of speed on the eastbound 10, moving away, far away from the start of this pursuit, which was the city of Bell. Were you going to say something, Justin?
Yeah, Susan, I was going to just let you know, we're just trying to move Sky Fox a little faster along here. We're trying to get a shot looking into the front windscreen and see if we can actually see what's going on there, and maybe even just a better look at the driver. At night time here, we're using the technology on Sky Fox. It's what we refer to as the gain, and you'll see the vision level accelerate a little there. It's a little grainy. We'll just try and use those features to try and peek inside. And then there's another little feature here we refer to as the digital zoom, and we'll just push in a little bit and see whether we can see a little bit. Hopefully that
AI technology
will give us some assistance.
Should be all identified as that. So China got like
just a little bit too
AI
dark,
technology
unfortunately, tonight, Susan.
Yeah.
And
China's constantly recording people. If this was China, I wonder if they could just identify people, pull up their criminal history and everything, just for the facial identification.
It looks as if it's just a solo driver. Have you heard anything else to suggest that could be any kind of a passenger in there?
No, it's I believe it's just a solo drive, and I think he may have just taken an exit there, or is actually taking another freeway. We'll just have a look here.
Transitioning perhaps, or an exit.
Yeah, transitioning on.
So the Fox one is a little delayed, I think.
Oh, you see that night
I
sign?
believe it's transitioning on.
Trying to find
onto the 57 south.
57 south. Okay. Let's see if I can find it on the map.
Yeah, so it's transitioning to the 57 south. He's going to head down. He's heading south. So
Right there,
I believe the next freeway you'll hit will be the 91, and you have an option there whether to go east or west.
Well, and that's the interesting thing about our freeway system is if you really wanted to, and you didn't take too many chances, you could go for a great length of time and area, and you could do just big rectangles. You know what I mean? Like from the 10 to the 57, and then down to the 60, and then across, and then back up again. You can then take the 605 back up. That's what's interesting about our freeway system there. Okay, so again, now we're watching that Camry there. It appears to be a white Camry going now over 100 miles per hour. We're keeping an eye on it, and so is the CHP. There are a couple of patrol cars right behind trying to get this car to pull over and pull over safely. Original want for this driver was DUI. Going now on the southbound 57 in the San Gabriel Valley. The origination of this area was the city of Bell. Justin.
Yes, that's correct, Susan. So we're probably talking about 40-odd minutes ago, 45 minutes that this pursuit began. We were told that Bell PD tried to pull this guy over, allegedly for suspicion of DUI, and the driver kept going. I was actually taking an exit here. I believe we're actually getting onto the 60 West, and he left the city of Bell, and Bell passed it off to the CHP. The driver then just headed west on the 105 when we started to hear about the pursuit. And he went all the way to LAX, did a U-turn, then was able to avoid several CHP vehicles who were trying to turn in front of him. And then he got onto from the 105 went to the 110 towards downtown. Then got onto the 10 freeway, past the Alameda exit, as we know, which was closed for almost a week there because of that fire, and then got on the 10 freeway. I'm just going to interrupt
you a little bit. I'm sorry for interrupting you, but you know, I asked for a police officer to give us some knowledge and wisdom. We got a retired police officer on the phone, Tim Lynn. And Tim, I was saying that if the original want on this driver was DUI, I wasn't necessarily seeing any evidence in the person's driving. What about you?
They should do something at the end of the year.
No, it's been pretty steady here, especially at these speeds going down the freeway and making lane changes at 95 plus. Kind of tells me that his ability to drive is not that impaired now. When they say original want was for DUI, maybe he was swerving or weaving a little bit when the first officer saw him in Bell, and that's the intent of the stop, was to check to make sure to see if there was any impairment on the driver. Could have been anything that caused that type of driving for the Bell officer. But now that he's on the freeway, watching these lane changes that he's making now up at 95 to 100 miles an hour, not seeing too much impairment. Because alcohol or drugs will impair your distance, your speed recognition, things of that sort, to where your separation with other vehicles at that speed, being able to make movements and move that car safely without losing control, because it's very easy to lose control of that car at that speed, just making a simple lane change by overcorrecting, and then the car will start to spin or lose control. So right now it looks like he's handling it pretty well, just kind of weaving his way here west on the 60 freeway here, as I can see the way he's driving.
Yeah. Now, at the minimum, when police finally catch up with the driver, and they will, this driver will face, at the minimum, felony evasion, correct? Is there something else?
That's correct. No, felony evasion right now. They were talking about there where he drove at a CHP officer. Depends on the severity or what the actual event was. They could actually include an assault on a peace officer as well. But unfortunately, I did not see that portion of the pursuit. But from what description I've heard, that if he drove at an officer, they could add that. But you also have to keep in mind, why is he running? It could have been a simple, DUI stop, or he could have just committed a crime someplace in the city of Bell, and the officer saw this person leaving the scene and driving erratically, trying to get away. So you never know what it happened in that car, or what the person in that car has done until you get it stopped. And so at this point, CHP looks like they're pretty content just to go ahead.
Leslie, thank you for the membership.
Continue to chase the suspect and follow him.
I mean,
until either
if you guys could
runs out of gas or decides to pull off the freeway.
Let me see what Eliana's saying over here.
It's not working on the blue frequency.
Uh-oh.
So CHP blue.
Oh, scanner audio. Yeah, I don't know.
And we're still westbound 60.
I don't know. Suspected DUI driver. I guess they tried to pull him over and he took off, hauled ass. Fox saying one person inside, but I think NBC, right? Eliana was saying they heard two people inside, and they've been driving at high rate of speed. It almost looks like the driver's side is open now. The window, I can't tell. It looks like their hands is outside the window. Let me see what she's saying.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, good point.
Can't tell. They're trying to zoom in now. Looks like you can see a little bit inside.
Yeah. I got it.
That Camry is just riding smooth, man.
Hey, he's in the HOV lane there, in and out of traffic. Yeah,
Buttery smooth. I wonder if that's an older
NOC, could you
model
reset the NBC IFB
or
for
more
me?
recent model of the Camry. They can do a lot of miles though, especially on the highway. Beautiful
Could you reset the NBC IFB for me?
Oh, they're trying to zoom in. Oh, okay, it's closed. Closed window. Almost looks like Fox got a clearer view with the camera. Though they're on a more delay though. That reporter.
I need it on another hilltop. It's just really scratchy.
The reporter was talking about that, like maybe the spotlight is helping him out, giving him an advantage by seeing up ahead further or something. I was like, what? I don't know if that's true. I don't think it's an advantage to have the spotlight on you, is it? Could it be? I don't know. Maybe. I don't
know. That I'm worried about. I can't hear it.
All right, well, they're working on some technical stuff. We'll let them do that.
Area office has its responsible portion of the freeway. So as they move into another office's area, you'll see all three units get switched out at once. They'll come up and be ready.
The lady said
for that
does the
pursuit
stress
coming
sober you
into
out?
their area. They'll come up, match the speed. And the three units from, say, the Covina office will back off, and then the East
Ronan,
LA
thank
will
you,
pick
man.
it up.
Thank you, Ronan. Thank you for the super chat. Says thankful for Mel and his chat and Moses Discord. Yeah, join up Discord if you guys are not on Discord.
Central frequency that all CHP officers in the Southland can hear, and then they coordinate with each office. And like I said, you'll see a complete switch off here once they get a little further to the west out there on the 60 freeway and come into the East LA office area of CHP. And then if it does get off the freeway, CHP will hang on to it for as long as they feel comfortable until it starts getting deep into the city or into the county area. And at that point, they'll more than likely ask for the county to take over or LA City to take over if it's
you guys want to watch Fox's
in their jurisdiction, just because of area knowledge and street knowledge and communications. Because right now, LAPD cannot talk directly to CHP unit to unit, neither can they with the Los Angeles County Sheriff. So his communications
he's off the highway.
They have to go through the helicopter to be able to get.
Oh boy. Oh, is it? Wait, maybe not. I don't know. Does it get off the highway, or is it going in a circle?
605 south, coming under the 60 freeway.
Oh, he's back. Like a merge or something. I thought he was getting off. I was like, oh, it's over. Leave it. Don't touch it. Don't. If it's not broken, don't. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I had some cookies and milk last night, and I forgot how good that shit was.
Copy that.
Dipping cookies and milk.
En 5 minutos. Sí, en 5. No sé dónde estaremos, pero posiblemente en Santa Fe Springs.
Okay, she thinks they're in Santa Fe Springs.
Hang on
Not
to
sure.
it as long as they feel comfortable. And then once they get into an area where they feel the allied agency would do a better job.
Oh, traffic. Oh, this is nasty right here.
To take it over.
Okay, no,
so this that looked like a transition road.
He weaved this way. For a second, I thought he was gonna get caught up. I was like, "Oh man, what is he gonna do?" Still, and you know the thing about this driver, not even a flinch, just smooth, just not even a hesitation. I don't even know if he's touched his brake. It's just, I mean, oh, he actually is touching the brake a little bit, I guess, like barely. I think he's touched it. I don't even know. My heart would be pumping if I was driving like this at 100, something like just bobbing and weaving.
Yes, that's correct. 605 South near Beverly Boulevard.
I've never been the type to bob and weave out of traffic because I'm just paranoid. Like, I don't trust people. Just people drive so crazy. I'm more worried about what other people are doing. So I couldn't trust myself to, like, you know how people ride behind somebody on top of them? I couldn't trust, like, just the person not going to slam on their brake or something happens in front of that person or whatever. I don't even trust if let's say I'm on the left lane, the middle lane's open, and there's somebody in the right lane, like driving at the same, like we're parallel to each other. I don't even trust that if I want to go into that middle lane, that they're not going to turn into this lane at the same time as me. I've seen that kind of happen before too. People get into actions like that.
605 South.
This guy's just smooth, man. Just whatever. YOLO type of shit. Man.
Yeah.
Christmas tree? Oh, no.
Once again,
The
thank you
truck
to
is lit
everyone
up a
who's
little bit.
joining us online.
Not Christmas
I'm
tree,
just trying to catch my breath a little bit here because we are going to be starting our
Tailgating, yeah.
newscast at 11 o'clock. If you're in the LA area, we're Channel 4 on NBC. We're Channel 52 on Telemundo.
Yeah, that lane
but of
merge.
course,
I've
we'll
caught people like
continue
that
to stay
too.
here online.
I'm on the
You can find
farther
us
lane
on
and I'm starting to turn in.
NBC.com.
Did I see them turning?
On Telemundo 52. Once again, from News Trapper 4, I'm Eliana Moreno. And this pursuit
Florida
continues on the southbound 605, coming up to Washington Boulevard and Pico Rivera.
Yeah, the cops are like not letting this go because sometimes they back off. Like, you know what? It's not worth it. We're not going to pursue this guy driving like a nut. We'll let him just soothe himself or sober up later or something if he's under the influence. But they're not letting this go. They really want this person bad. And I don't know, maybe it's because they caught an L with the other chase. Remember we were on here a little bit ago, like, I don't know, 2 hours ago or something? And there was a chase where they lost the guy. So maybe they're kind of like, maybe they're done with it today. I can let another one go. This guy's flying though, man. Oof. Flying. Traffic's beautiful out there too. It's amazing. Alfredo said my ex-boyfriend should drive crazy. It was scary. He got a felony for evading police too. I had an ex that was a crazy driver too. And I'd tell her like to stop. So I think I yelled at her one time too, 'cause like she's gonna get me killed. Because I feel like if somebody were to approach her or something happened, I'm the one that's gonna have to intervene, and something's gonna happen to me. And then I've been on the phone with her too at times, and she's like screaming at people. I'm like, yo, somebody's gonna check your ass one day. You know, somebody's gonna get your ass one day.
Copy.
No. What the fuck? No.
Yeah.
The playlist that he's driving with, is he listening to music? Maybe this person was hoping that they just let him go, because they have quite a bit of times they've just let these drivers go.
Vehicle again, high-speed pursuit of a possible DUI driver. So this could be considered a dangerous pursuit. CHP is behind. They are following right now. So far, nothing besides the high speed that we're worried about. It has been a relatively calm pursuit if you discount the speed factor. Headlights are on, everything seemingly normal. Just that really intense high speed. And we've been following this now for more than an hour. Really, it's been going on. The freeways, McCullough, that this driver has been on include the 10, the 5, the 60, 57, and now, as you said, the 605.
Right. Remarkable that there hasn't been any erratic driving here other than the high speeds. This car has been driving very fast, but not causing any other crashes along the highways he's been on all night long. In fact, there was only one time where he made one sort of maneuver that was a little questionable as police were continuing to chase him here. You can see that CHP has a chopper on him with the light there. It does appear like he's slowing down a little bit now in the 90 mile per hour zone, but speeding back up there, you can see here as he moves his way down the 605 southbound.
Yeah, and hitting those bumps, you can really see the car kind of fly there. One of the things you noticed is that the traffic is relatively light on this holiday weekend, so he's able to just go straight ahead. There you see the CHP cruiser edging up right behind him, so he definitely knows, he or she, that they are being followed right now and that authorities definitely want them to pull over. As far as what they could do, they don't seem to be pulling off of this one, as we have seen many times. We see them pull off because they consider this a dangerous pursuit.
Yeah, News Shopper 4 above the air, as well as Ileana with more details on what we're seeing here. What do you got, Ileana?
Hey guys, so this pursuit is southbound on the 605 here, approaching the 91 freeway, and I'm sure you gave the viewers most of the critical details here. The biggest one of which is that officers think that this person is possibly under the influence of drugs or alcohol, and it's a pursuit that's been going on now for quite some time. I'd put it at over an hour. It was initially officers from the Bell Police Department that tried to pull this driver over, but clearly he failed to yield and the pursuit was on. He made his way over to the highway, though, which is how the California Highway Patrol got involved, since they are the police of our freeways. And since then, this guy has been on multiple freeways. He's been on the 105, the 110, the 405, the 57, the 60, the 605. I probably left a few out. I mean, this pursuit has been going on for quite some time and at very high speeds.
Ileana, CHP is really staying with this driver. Has this been the case all along? Have they been that close and that dedicated to this?
Yeah, so pretty much the entire time that we've been overhead, they haven't given this guy too much in the way of room. What you're seeing now is pretty much what we've seen this entire time, and it's multiple units. I've counted as many as 3, and I just need to widen out to show you some of those additional ones. But 3 units of the CHP have been on this the entire time, as well as multiple helicopters. Initially, when it was Bell Police behind the vehicle, they had the LA County Sheriff's helicopter overhead, since Bell does not have their own. And then once CHP took over, then the CHP helicopter got over the pursuit. So the night sun that you see shining on the vehicle is being provided by the California Highway Patrol. And what we're hearing over their scanner is that they believe that there are 2 adult males inside of this vehicle. Now, because this is a DUI case, the passenger in all of this may not want anything to do with any of it. But of course, he's along for the ride in this case. And so when the pursuit does come to an end, everyone within the vehicle will be detained just the same. And then, of course, officers will determine who is responsible for what. And if that person is not responsible for anything, then, of course, that person will be free to go.
That's new information. 2 people confirmed that we believe, at least inside of the car, as this chase continues right now. Speeds reaching at times 111 miles an hour. And Ileana, you mentioned police remain pretty close to this car as it continues along the highways. He hasn't ventured off into any roads in different neighborhoods, right? This has strictly been a highway chase.
Oh, thankfully not, because at the speeds that this guy has been traveling at, this could be such a more dangerous situation. He's been on the freeway literally the entire time that we've been overhead, and it's been over an hour at this point. And so that does take a lot of the danger factor out of it, because you don't have pedestrians, you don't have cross traffic, no red lights, no stop signs. So it does take some of the danger level out of this pursuit. But of course, you see those speeds just as well as I'm seeing them. This guy has been triple digits pretty much most of the time. I believe the highest speed that I saw was 117 miles an hour. But again, unfortunately, really not much in the way of close calls.
No, we do see him changing lanes now. Is this the first time you've seen him kind of go back and forth? And that does get dangerous because at these speeds, he could clip a car.
Yeah, that really is a concern when he does cut it that close. But he has kind of been all over the freeway, and he's been on multiple freeways. And that part actually makes it more difficult for the officers because normally we would be talking about things like spike strips. Can they deploy a spike strip in this situation? Well, they can, but at this point it's so difficult to figure out which lane is this guy even going to be in because he's really been all over the roadway. Yeah. And right now we're actually coming up to the transition with the 405. Let's see what freeway he picks. I believe it's going to be 405 North, but we'll, looks like it's going to be 405 North, but I'll know as soon as he completes the transition.
Yeah, so this is the 605 that feeds into the 405, also the 22 near the Long Beach area, 405 North. That's going to be heavy traffic as it goes through Long Beach, so he's going to encounter a lot more vehicles there. And potentially, maybe, Ileana, this is a good position for police to lay down some of those spike strips if they know that he's headed in that direction.
Yeah, that's the key, is trying to figure out what way is this guy going and which lane is he going to be in to be able to get that spike strip in the right lane. Another thing we often talk about is pit maneuver. Can they do it? Well, the vehicle's the right size for it, but the speeds simply are not. He's just going way too fast, and normally for a successful pit, they'd want him to go about 35 miles an hour. But at this point, I can tell you, I've never seen him go that slow. So the slowest I've seen is probably about 60 miles an hour, maybe when he was in a little bit of traffic. So he just really hasn't given them the opportunity.
No, and now that he has picked a freeway, he or she and his, or you said two men, so they picked a freeway now, and it's a straightaway. They are also picking up those speeds, but sometimes we have seen the authorities, the CHP, back off because they don't want to egg them on. They don't want them to keep going faster, but they are really staying with this.
They're really staying with it, which is surprising because oftentimes in a situation like this, when a driver has been driving this quickly, they would often go into what's called surveillance mode when they back the units off and they have it be a helicopter-only pursuit in hopes that the driver will slow down because perhaps he'll think that, hey, I dodged the police. They're not chasing me anymore. I can slow down. It often does work. But in this case, I have heard no talk of them going into surveillance mode, which makes me think that perhaps officers know a little bit more about this person than we do. Of course, we know that they originally wanted to stop him for DUI. Reckless driving, of course, is going to be part of it. Failure to yield, that's part of it too. But is there something else that they know about this person that is preventing them from backing off into that surveillance mode and staying on him literally just feet away?
Yeah, and did you see the CHP officer maneuver just to try to, get around the cars and stay right behind them? So they are very dedicated to this.
Show me some love, Facebook. Hit the
Absolutely.
like button.
And
Share the
McCullough, I know
stream
you're
out.
very familiar with this area. We're passing by Long Beach Airport. So as you said, normally this is a very busy area, especially with the holiday coming to an end. A lot of people just coming home using Long Beach Airport to come back to our area. So I can tell you that at least the area around here tends to get pretty busy.
Yeah, those pit maneuvers in California, I don't think they'll do it if it's like about, it has to be like 30 miles an hour or something or less, and in the right circumstances. But like in Florida, I've seen some really high speed pit maneuvers, like some wild shit, or in some other states too, some wild that they don't give a shit. They'll do it at a high speed.
105 right now northbound, or 405 right now northbound. He's getting close to the 710 interchange. It's going to be curious to see if he goes northbound on the 710. That'll take him back to kind of the Bell area where this all started more than an hour ago.
Absolutely, and from what we know, just from covering pursuits, I've been covering pursuits for the last 13 years. I know that people in pursuits tend to return to an area that is familiar to them, and it makes a lot of sense. If you return to an area that you know, then you're not going to drive into a dead end. You're not going to make a mistake like that. You'll know where the parking structures are. You could maybe try to ditch the car and run into your house or run into a friend's house. So it does give you a few more options than if you're simply lost. In this case, as you said, if he wants to head back to Bell, he's going to have to pick up that 710 North. He's had plenty of opportunities to do it along the way, but really hasn't veered back in that direction. So let's see if as he approaches the 710, if he finally decides to go that route. But the way he's set up right now, it does put him on the 405 North.
All right, we've covered many pursuits, McCullough. I know you have too. We sit here, we watch these, and we often, I mean, I don't even know a percentage, but it is the majority of the time that we see them continue to go back to where it started, a place they are familiar with.
You just missed it there, but he went up to 123 miles an hour. So he's speeding very quickly northbound on the 405 right now as he approaches the 710 interchange. It'll be interesting to see if he does make that turn northbound on the 710 or if he continues on with the 405. He's in the Signal Hill area right about now and moving very, very quickly.
Yeah, you talked about how traffic might pick up.
You guys ever driven over 100 miles an hour? 100 or over? Somebody in the chat, let me know. Have you driven 100 or over? I saw this cop the other day talking about there's no reason to be driving 100 miles. You know, it's really dangerous.
Just a DUI, or they think he's a larger danger to drivers, and that's why they're continuing to chase him with not only the chopper in the air, but the cruisers behind him as well.
Yeah, and Ileana pointed it out too. Sometimes they can back off and they can use their helicopter to just go into a tracking mode. But look, another officer right there. They are saying lined up right behind him and staying on him, and that just ups the energy right there. I mean, it's just pushing him forward, and he is going at a high rate of speed. Look at that, 115, 116. I mean, some of these speeds are not exactly accurate as it tries to find the exact one, but you get the idea. And this has been going on for almost an hour and a half now. So that is some intense driving. And Ileana pointed out that he has kept these speeds.
Right, and if our map is correct here, it looks like we have passed the 710 interchange. So he's staying on the 405 northbound, headed toward what looks like the LAX area, now in the Carson area at these high rate of speeds. I count 1, 2. Ileana said there was 3 cruisers right behind him, and they're keeping up with him at these high rate of speeds as he heads northbound on the 405.
Yeah, and he's been on every freeway almost tonight. She mentioned quite a few. The 405, it all started in Bell, the 5, 60 freeway at one point, just changing freeways. Not on surface streets so far, and she pointed out that is a good thing because at these speeds, you know, we expect that erratic driving to continue. Really hasn't faced much traffic, so it's just a straightaway now as the CHP stays right behind him. I don't know how many patrol cars you have seen, but it's quite a few, at least 3 or 4 that are sticking with him. And look how close they are now at this point. Are they trying to intimidate him? Are they trying to get him somehow to slow down? Yeah,
and he's hovering back and forth from the HOV lane to the left lane of traffic, really trying to maneuver his way through all the traffic that he sees as he approaches the LAX area, now in the 405 in the Alondra Park area. Now, if he is going to approach that area, I do know there is construction there. I drove by this morning or today when I was driving into work, so there could be a potential bottleneck there that could slow him down. It'll be interesting to see how CHP and the officers there approach that as he approaches that area.
All right, that'll be something for us to look at as we continue to follow this. It's difficult to see inside the vehicle. It's very dark inside, but we do have information from the scanner that it's 2 people and it's 2 men inside this vehicle. Again, the want is possible DUI and, of course, failure to yield at this point.
Yeah, so once again, we're looking at a white Camry, 2 men inside. Started more than an hour ago using the 10, the 5, the 60, the 57, 710 interchange. It'll be interesting on the 405, headed toward the LAX area. The high rates of speed, sometimes reaching upwards of 120 miles an hour, 115, 111 miles an hour now, at a steady rate in the 90s for the better part of the last couple of minutes.
Long Beach area. Let's check in with Eliana Moreno. She's a news chopper 4. She's been following this for the entire pursuit. Eliana.
Kathy and I last spoke to you just a few minutes ago. We were in Long Beach. We're all the way in Carson now. So this pursuit is a really fast mover, 100 miles an hour plus. I think I just saw about 120 miles an hour just a few seconds ago. So he just crossed over the 110 freeway. He's continuing on the northbound 405. So he's going to be coming up to the South Bay curve here in just a moment. And I can tell you that earlier in this pursuit, this guy was in this area before, but going the opposite way. He had been on the southbound 405. He's made his way over to LAX already twice. So if he continues in this general direction, that's going to make it a 3rd time around back towards the LAX area. And I can tell you that when he does get close to LAX, LAX police does get notified by the California Highway Patrol because their concern is that this guy's going to try to hide at the airport. Of course, there's lots of places for people to hide there. We've covered a number of pursuits where that's where vehicles end up because there's so many parking structures, so people figure they can ditch the car and take off running. In this case, though, we don't believe the car is stolen. We believe that this is a DUI case. So if the car's not stolen, officers are able to run the plates on the vehicle, and likely they know who this person is. So ditching the car isn't necessarily going to work in his favor. But again, at this point, continuing in that general direction, northbound 405, making our way through the South Bay curve.
And you talked about some of the things they could do. Pit maneuver doesn't seem possible. It's too high rate of speed, and we're on the freeway, so that's not a possibility. Spike strip, again, the high rate of speed, it would just be so difficult to try to do that. So their options are really just to stay behind and keep this car in sight?
Yeah, at this point, all they can really do is just wait him out. That could mean a number of things. He could crash. Hope that doesn't happen, of course. He could simply run out of gas. I mean, this pursuit has been going on for at least 75 minutes. At least that's how long we've been overhead. It's been going on since before that. So it's unclear how much gas this guy started out with to begin with. And, of course, the car could become disabled in some other way, or they could try to deploy some spike strips possibly. So that's still a possibility. It's crazy. A difficult one, though, just because he's not really sticking to just one lane or one freeway to make it difficult for those officers to guess exactly where he's going to be able to deploy it effectively. But I will add, since our last report, there's now an additional unit of the California Highway Patrol that is behind this guy. So now we have 4 units of the CHP behind the vehicle, as well as the CHP helicopter overhead.
And Ileana, as we approach LAX right now, we've already seen from our own LAX camera the congestion at the airport at the Horseshoe. Could traffic maybe stop him or slow him down a little bit so police could actually get a handle of him?
Yeah, as we approach LAX, as you said, I'm not seeing too much in the way of traffic on the freeways themselves, but it's those surface streets around the LAX area that could really wear him down. Now, he's actually hitting the brakes right now, so I'm going to try to scoot up ahead and see why there actually is a little bit of traffic. Okay, so let's see what happens here. I'm going to push in on him. I don't want to lose him. He's in the carpool lane there.
But sometimes
so let's see if he tries to ride the shoulder or weave in and out of traffic. At this point, it looks like he's pretty much stuck, but let's see what he does.
I want to see what the CHP
right on his tail.
Yeah, I want to see what they do at this point. Like you said, they're staying right on him, and he is in a bad position right now. He's got to try to squeeze through somehow, and they're on both sides.
Yeah, it looks like one cruiser is going to try to go around there. It looks like they're coming out of the cars now. They're trying to order him to come out with his hands up. You can see off there.
Oh, he took out a baton?
Have they drawn their weapons? Yeah, they've drawn their weapons.
Can you imagine? You're someone on the freeway right now seeing all of this.
Does it look like someone is out the window on the driver's side? Can you see that?
They care, but
yeah, I do see someone. I can't really tell if he's hanging out the window at all. But this is a really bad situation just for officer safety because you have officers with their guns drawn in the general direction of other vehicles that have nothing to do with this. So that's the problem in this situation. And fortunately, though, it does look like both doors are opening, which is not what they're asking them to do. Usually it's driver first, passenger next. But at this point, it looks like both occupants are complying. Hands are up, so I feel a little bit more comfortable about pushing in. It does look like a male driver and a woman passenger. The male driver does appear to be complying. He's down on his knees. The female passenger also complying, walking back towards the direction of the officers. So it looks like this little traffic break that was up ahead, unclear exactly why, but that little traffic break may actually be what brings things to an end. But 2 people about to be in custody here on the northbound side of the 405 freeway near El Segundo Boulevard.
And a traffic break could have been something that the CHP did. You know, that could have been one of their other tools that they used to try to bring this to an end.
Like, what was the point of all that shit? Just to put your hands up and what was the point of all that? Ooh. Oh, yo, did the cops set it up? Oh, tell me the cops set it up.
Accident, but it looks like it's an accident.
Oh, there was an accident?
So we do have a couple cars off to the side there. You have the CHP blocking because of that collision, and it actually worked out in their favor because they got this guy to completely stop and surrender. But you'll notice that officers aren't letting their guard down. They still have their guns drawn. They have to approach the car, make sure that nobody else is inside. And once we see them gesture with their hand, they'll usually do a number 4. That means that it's a code 4. That means that the car is clear and everyone is in custody. They still have to pop the trunk. That's usually the very last element, and it often takes officers some time to figure out where the release button is. But when they do, they will be able to put a nice little bow on the end of this pursuit.
Yeah, and hopefully they can see inside and make sure that there's nothing else inside. And they have 2 people in custody now, the possible DUI driver and failure to yield. It looks like he may have given the all clear. I can't tell, Liliana.
Yeah, he just did. I was looking for that magical number 4, and I just saw it. So code 4, all clear. So what officers are going to do now is try to just move the car out of the way because obviously these other vehicles are already in traffic because of that collision, so they don't need one more element here. So they're going to move the car out of the way, either off the freeway or off to the right shoulder, and then once the traffic accident clears up ahead, then all of these vehicles will get released. But definitely not what I had in my bingo cards as to how this would come to an end, but it really was for the better.
Yeah, leave it to LA traffic to end this pursuit. Ileana Moreno, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Also tonight, we have new video of bystanders helping in a suspected DUI crash. Police say they kept the driver at the scene after he hit and killed a mother and a son. This crash happened earlier this week.
Yeah, tonight we're hearing from the family of the victims who just saw the video of those bystanders rushing to help. NBC4's Macy Jenkins joins us live from the Westlake area with the story you'll see here for the first time and only on NBC4. Macy.
Hi, McCullough and Kathy. Well, that mother and son duo, they were struck and killed just a block away from their Westlake home. They were on their way to pick up Thanksgiving groceries last weekend. The family here and in Guatemala are still in shock, but say they're grateful to the people in their community who would not let that driver leave. Police say they do believe he was under the influence. Newly obtained video shows a group of bystanders cornering an alleged drunk driver who struck and killed 64-year-old Alicia Bautista and her 33-year-old son, Elio Bautista Jr., on Sunday evening. The man behind the lens narrating and pointing at the driver in a black T-shirt, saying in Spanish, he killed those people. We've blurred the man's face since police have not confirmed his identity. Julie Bautista and her father, Elio Bautista Sr., say they saw the video on social media.
I'm so grateful that the workers who were there stopped him and didn't let him go until the cops arrived.
Police say the mother and son were walking to pick up Thanksgiving groceries around 5:30.
I guess they cut that feed. Oh, they went back to the chopper. Wait, what is this? Oh, that was the accident, I guess. Wow. It's messed up, man. You never know, man. When you time some weird freak shit like that, you're just doing some groceries or whatever, and just like that, it's over.
Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen are not fond of the old nicknames.
That that whole Mercedes blowing up thing.
Brother and business partner Sid Croft.
It's already over. I guess it was the only thing. At first, I was thinking medical episode, but I mean, I don't know. Has to be mechanical, I'm thinking now again. And Bentley's not going to own up to that shit. They don't want to face a lawsuit. I don't know. Anyway, man. Thank you guys so much for joining me for the chase tonight. Pretty fun chase. Wasn't expecting that. I mean, when were we ever expecting it, right? Nobody got hurt, so that's what counts, you know? I didn't even think about that. Honestly, the way this stream ended, you know, supposedly this person was DUI, but I don't know. They were driving so crazy how they were driving. But I guess the ending of this is kind of a reminder. There's people out there driving like that, you know, putting people's lives in danger. So I don't know. I don't know what kind of charges those people get. I wonder what kind of charges they get. Those people that go on these nutty chases, like, are they just out the next day? Depending on what they do, I guess, right? Like, I know if they assault a police officer, I'm sure it's more serious. But like for tonight, a night like tonight, what type of time do they get? Do they get real time? Do they just get some type of probation? Does it depend if they're, I guess, under the influence? Crazy. Oh, I don't know. A lot of weird stories. What's this one here? Dismembered body of Emmy winner Ross McDonald discovered. What the heck? Tis the season. Yeah. I was watching Netflix. Maddie was like going to bed, but she like wanted to hang out or like, watch whatever. So I was watching Netflix with her until she fell asleep. So she knocked that out here. So I'm just gonna let her sleep until she wakes up and put her in her room. If she wakes up, she might just be knocked out for the rest of the night. By the tree, waiting for the presents. I don't know. Tuesday. Oh, Murdoch sent this thing. Okay, for the financial stuff. Okay, I'll make a note of that. Tuesday. They didn't finish. I guess they didn't finish. Huh? Murdoch sentencing. Okay, cool. All right. Well, I'm gonna head out of here, man. You guys be safe. Love you. Good night. Peace. Bye. Bloop, 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 bloop. She's creeped out by that Santa, by the way. She's creeped out by the eyeballs of that thing that's going up and down the ladder. She's just, I don't know. She was like, it's just creepy.